All right, welcome, guys. Welcome to this live show. Talk about a few things. Most importantly, as you read the title probably, what happens next, right? That's the big question right now. Yesterday, if I don't know how many of you actually saw my little short. I know some of the brothers complained they didn't actually see the shorts, so let me show you what I mean. So I pushed a short out yesterday. Where was the short? There was a short, this particular short here. I put that a few hours ago, and then this one here, this is the cool one. So have a look at this one. This is what I said in this one.
Attempt another try at the $43,000 level. As you know, last time we failed at the $42,600 level. We couldn't go beyond that. We need to break the $43,000 level. If we break the $43,000 level, we're going straight for 45, and then we're...
Okay, so you can see, if we break the 43, we're going to go to 45. And at that particular time, we were actually sitting at 41K when I actually made that video. Now, I know there are like some people were not happy with some of these videos, right? So there was one guy who wasn't happy, but it doesn't matter. The point is we were talking about these. So let me go back to the title, and you see we were talking about, this one was the one I'm talking about, Bitcoin hitting the 43, breaking that, and then targeting 45. This one, I said that we would do a 3K F by this, in this weekend. It was only Friday, and we're going to do this one. And then this one I sent late at night, and I said this was going on. But what also, I want to thank the newest member, R24 Bruce. Bruce, thank you very much for supporting the channel by becoming a member. Really appreciate that. And what I'm going to do is something quite insane, right? So, these shorts, for some reason, brother KR, I see you here as well. I see you here. For some reason, some of the shorts do not show up. Now, what you do have to understand, as far as I know, the shorts are kind of a beta testing thingy. So there may be a few bugs here and there. They don't notify you. So I'm going to try one of two things. Number one, I'm going to try and see if I can premiere them or something, right? So that way, maybe you might get a notification. But one thing I do know for sure, if I post this just for members, it will show up on your members feed. But obviously, as soon as that happens, I might have to at some point, because some of these shorts are like time sensitive. So I might have to go and then change it to the public. So what I'll do is I'll do members first, try that, and then see if the members can get that immediately, and then throw out the public videos, right? Hopefully that kind of works. So yeah, that should be kind of really awesome. We'll give that a go. We'll give that a test and see if that works. And then the members could let me know. So again, once again, thank you very much to all the members who've come and supported the channel. It's really helpful. Right. So let's go back into, let's go to crypto and let's have a look at the market, total market today. Market sitting at 1.8. Not the target. And we'll talk about it in a bit because we have talked about it previously as well. Not the target. Market volume sitting at 115 billion. Absolutely fine. That I'm not that fussed about, right? This stuff here, I'm not that fussed about. Even these numbers, not too bothered about, right? They don't really make much of a problem for us. They're okay. I'm not really that fussed, right? When we look at the dominance, 45, BTC is kind of stagnant at 45, but Ethereum is picking up dominance. That's great. Nothing much to worry about. But ultimately, right now, as you all know, and I've talked about this a few days ago as well, I said Ethereum's actually leading the charge. So Ethereum is pumping, and this is why BTC and everything else is pumping. But it doesn't matter either way. It's number one and number two. They're pumping each other, which is good. But they're carrying the market. That's the beauty. They're carrying the market. So remember a few, 2 months ago, probably even longer, we were talking about how these were bloody at 60, 70, 80, 90% dips. And I said, this is the biggest opportunity to buy as many discounts as you can, right, on any one of these coins. Well, that's exactly what's happened, right? Like a coin like this is just benefiting from the pump, actually, nothing else. I mean, it was rock bottom, it was like 90% down, but it's just benefiting from the pump, right? And a lot of coins are going to do this, by the way. They're going to start benefiting from the pump, right? So far, everything seems good. Let's have a look at the bubbles. On the bubbles, you can see who's doing the best. I mean, Qtum has done the best performing. I'm not even sure why people are pumping this, right? You got this, I think this is another one, X Sushi, or probably another scam that just come out. Talking of scams, how many are there now? 11,179. My God. They're just pumping out every single day. AMP is pumping. We have we're kind of close with AMP. We like AMP. AMP is pumping here. Pretty much everything else is as well. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. Those of you who took my signal to buy clay when we talked about it a few weeks back, well, you should have made some good decent amount right by now. But yeah, let's leave that, because you know I don't like to shill anything here. So let's have a look at the total market cap, right? So we talked about this on a previous video as well, and I'm trying to zoom in just to kind of show you what we were talking about. We were talking about this particular level here, and we said we want it to be above the 1 point, where was it? I'll show you where it was. So around this particular level, we want it to be around the 1.88, $1.85 trillion level for it to be kind of steady. But obviously the market has changed since then. So now the target for us to kind of break out of this whole pattern and start creating a brand new pattern and to make sure it's secure is actually this $2 trillion level. So before it was the 1.85, currently showing at 8.9, but now it will be the $2 trillion level. And as you can see, I have not changed anything. Once we hit this top of this range, then we're off to the races, right? Then I think we can easily target the 2.5, maybe even the $3 trillion level, and see where we go from there. Talking about that, actually, there was somebody by the name of Tom Ford on one of the comments on one of the shorts yesterday, and he was like, Bitcoin and Ethereum is a scam. I was like, okay, you know, so I replied back to him and I said, bro, it's your opinion, obviously. And he's like, no, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Like, okay, fine. Well, then I answered back a few back and forth, and then I asked him at the end, I said, well, what is not a scam? Everything is a scam until it's not. Do you know what I mean? Everything is a scam. Every one of these is a scam. You know, money's a scam. Everything's a scam. So what's the point? You know, if we want to go down that route, obviously everything's a scam. So yeah, so everything looking good here. Now let's go into BTC, and this is what you got to look at. I mean, this is not possible, right? This is the same chart. Go and find another video and you'll see exact same lines, exact same box as we've predicted the whole time. And we've said, this is the kind of a thing we're going to do. This is how we're going to play this whole thing out. And we did just that, right? And I'll take you on another chart just to show you more. But I just want to show you how the BTC, you know, when we broke out of this, and this is on a daily, how when we broke out of this, we respected this and we smashed through this. And then when we went, how high did we go? If you can see clearly here, we went to 44,000. I don't know if you can see this, $44,600 was the high that we did, right? So we were close enough. We were short by $400. But this was, you know, this is only for a few hours, right? So when we did do the pump, as you can see, this was only for a few hours. This is on a 4 hourly. You can see this was in a few hours, right? This was at the break of the day, the new candle. As soon as we broke the new candle, we just smashed through. And so far, all I'm seeing is higher lows. So I'm seeing really, really bullish patterns here. You know, also just to confirm if it's bullish, we can see from here, yes. So stochastic RSI is a bit high, which is expectable on the 4 hourly. And as you can see, we are going to attempt to take a dip, which is absolutely normal. Even if we did come here, it's actually perfect. So if you're concerned about, oh, it's becoming red or it's become bearish, actually, if we did see something like this, right, so on a 4 hourly, so obviously we've had this and we did come back down here and then see that, we're absolutely fine, because what we're expecting is the stochastic RSI to also come back down here and then do this before it pumps again, right? RSI, it's absolutely fine. If you look carefully, you can see that, you know, we've got a bullish divergence here, which is absolutely fine. So if that comes back and, you know, decides to test this particular line here, absolutely fine, guys, absolutely fine. This is what we need. We need a bounce. As long as we're not above these lines, we're fine. And what I'm seeing on the RSI, which is actually really, really awesome. I don't know if you can see this. Let's bring this here. Let's get rid of this drawing, right? What we're looking here is awesome because we didn't go too far above this line, and this is our safety zone. Remember, anytime we're within the zone, we're safe, right? If when we peak out, this is when we kind of top out, right? So as long as we don't top out on these levels, we're absolutely fine, you know. And coming here is extremely oversold, so we need to buy obviously here. So far the signals are looking very good. I'm quite happy with this. This is on a 4 hourly. Let's have a look on the daily. Again, daily, as you can see, same story, right? Same story. So you've got this bullish divergence forming here, absolutely fine, and we're nowhere near this bottom line, so we're absolutely fine here. So this is awesome. I mean, you can see that the longest period we had was this particular bearish divergence forming here, and we had this bearish divergence all the way from January. So we talked about this on another video as well. From January, we had this bearish divergence forming, coming all the way down here, and then we finally broke out this pattern. And since then, we've just been going on a rage, right? We're going, you know, we're basically, the market's going to go up. That's the whole idea here. So far everything seems awesome, fantastic. You know, looking at these patterns, they look fantastic. And talking about patterns on a daily, it looks awesome, I'm telling you. I mean, this is not bears, by the way. This is, okay, this is another thing I like to always tell my viewers. You know, when people talk about, oh, you know, bears have control here. Actually, bears don't have control here. Bulls have more control here. And you can see this from the volume, number one. Number two, what's happened here is, are we looking at an F2 dip? I'm going to talk about it, bro. I'm going to talk about it, SM. Thank you very much for showing up on the show. So what's happened here is liquidations, right? Complete liquidations. And for us to track the liquidations, we can actually track it, not here, track it here. And let's have a look and see how many liquidations did we have. Let's refresh. Let's refresh. So we had a total of, last 24 hours, $640 million wrecked all over the board. We want to track, let's track Ethereum. How many people got wrecked on Ethereum? And let's have a look at, say, last 12 hours, right? Boom. So what you saw is $260 million over the last 12 hours has been wrecked. Okay, actually not even 12 hours, because it's showing from 5 a.m. If you look carefully, it shows the time here. So from 5 a.m. we had quite a bit of liquidations here, so that was quite cool. If we look at BTC, because we're doing this individually, on BTC we had about oh, sorry, my bad. It's showing you if you look at the red color, this red color here, that's where it's showing you the liquidations, the total it shows. So basically which exchange done what, basically, that's what it's showing here. But yeah, I mean, it's been awesome, the amount of money that's being wrecked from people. And I think some of the guys who are basically kind of salty right now, it's like, oh, Bitcoin's a scam, Ethereum's a scam. I think they got wrecked. They just tried to kind of short the market or long the market. You're going to get wrecked. You know, you don't follow those. I mean, I've always said to people, hey Bartos, nice to see you on the, yes, of course it's looking good, bro. Nice to see you on the chat. We'll talk about harmony as well if you want, that's not a problem. Listen, I can tell you this from right now, if the stochastic RSI is on the bottom, it's the right time to buy, bro. You just buy. But no financial advice here, obviously, and we're going to get to this in a bit, right? So I think that's what's happened is this guy goes around and checks out other channels and whatnot and this and that, which is absolutely fine. Listen, I don't disrespect anybody, but guys, you got to be very careful. Most of these guys are getting paid to tell you to trade, and you know, like some of the guys, they were like, oh, buy here and put a stop loss just below the buy order. Well, hold on, if I'm going to do a stop loss, just buy, and over time I'm losing 2%, 3%, what am I in it for? I'm not in it for that. So I don't promote longs or shorts here. I don't promote trading here, because you got to do it as a responsible person. You can't just go around you know, telling people that, you know, do this and do that. So yeah, you guys carry on the chats. So yeah, so this is the thing, you know, you can't go around telling people, guys, you should do this, open this trade, I'm doing this trade, I'm doing that trade. You might be successful, I might be successful, and I can tell you this, I literally just woke up, so you might be able to you might be hearing my voice slightly different. I just woke up about 20 minutes ago. I was very busy all night looking at the action. I mean, you can imagine, right? You know, when the market started doing this, what I was up to, right? But the point is, I'm not going to talk about it on a video. I'm not going to show you my trades. I'm not going to come out and say, oh, I just opened a $6 million trade. Guys, it doesn't work like that, because what I'm doing is, when I do this kind of stuff, I'm creating FOMO for you, and you're thinking you can also do it, but you have no idea what my strategy was. You have no idea if I did it at 2x leverage, if I did it at 10x leverage. In fact, you have no idea if I did it with my money or if I did it with your money. And what I mean by your money is, if you sign up with links, right, from my links or whatever I promote, like some of the channels that do, I might get a commission. I might have an affiliation with them. I might even have them as a sponsor. So they might be giving me free BTC, and I might be opening a trade with that. So for me, I don't lose anything. I just gain. Do you see what I mean? So it's your money ultimately. So guys, honestly, stay away from trading if you can. And remember, we talked about this quite a bit. We said we want to stay away from trading, and I'll talk about trading, right? So, you know, a little bit of trading here as well. Let's deactivate this. Give me a second. So everybody knows about this one. This was the bull flag we did on a weekly. Remember, we did a bull flag on the weekly, and we said, right, this is what we could expect. Well, look where we are right now. This is on a weekly, by the way, guys. Look where we are right now. All right, just have a look and you can see we've got rejected here. So now what we know is when we break out of this weekly candle, what we're going to expect. So far we've had 1, 2, 3, right? And this is awesome. So what happens when we have 1, 2, 3? What's the next likelihood scenario for us to expect? Can anyone guess? You know, there's some FUD out there, you know, like remember the FUD I tried to, I gave you proof for as well in yesterday's thing regarding the Senate thing. So I didn't have enough time to read it myself, but I know exactly what's going on. So the Senate bill, they're just trying to basically tax people to go and make roads and whatnot and this and that. And this is actually the bill you saw is the final bill. The one before that is what everyone else is talking about. And as usual, I always say to you guys, this channel, we're not going to talk about old news. Number one, we're not going to talk about unconfirmed news. We're going to talk about confirmed news. And the confirmed news is that they had to go and modify and give you the paper I actually put the link for on the video. That's the final paper. You know, they don't want people to run away from crypto. They want people to stay in crypto and pay them taxes. And they had to find the easiest way to do that. And that's what they've done. Everyone's like, that's fine. It's okay. We already do this, so it's fine. So that's what it is. And giving exchanges and everybody else more regulations, basically, like, you know, trying to control them more, which is absolutely fine. I don't know why people are making so much fuss about it. So most likely scenario, what we're going to see, and let me get a drawing tool just to show you what we're going to see. So most likely scenario, Sunday, we might close a candle just below this. So I'm talking Sunday, we stay here. So let me put a line here. Actually, no, let me draw a line here. So Sunday, we stay below this line, right? So this is our line, this particular line that we got here. Sunday, we stay below this specific line, right? So we do this. And then what we do, we open our next week's candle somewhere. And this is, you know, we open our candle somewhere around here, but we have a dip. Okay. And let me get to you and you'll understand we have a dip. Now we know that this is a weekly candle. So this dip shows up as like, you know, a few days, like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, maybe. And then what we want, right? And this is what we really want. What we don't want is to come back into this zone. What we want is to stay above, right? And what we're talking about is this specific line here, this line here, right? We want to stay above this line. If we can stay above this line, then we've got ourselves another higher high. See what I mean? But there's more to this, guys. There's more to this. So it's not just about higher highs or anything like that. Remember this box here. We drew this box, right? And this box is a heavy traffic zone. Remember, yellow box is least traffic, red box is most traffic. Currently, as you can see, you know, as soon as we broke out this heavy zone, right, we're finding support, right? Or, I mean, the bears are, everybody's getting liquidated. We're finding a lot of support around this exact top of this line. So we need to stay above this just enough, right? Just enough to close the candle on the weekly. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to read the comments in a bit, guys. Just bear with me. So yeah, this is the scenario. And then obviously, once we get into this level, we're going to go. So I would say give it another week or two for us to reach this level, unless something insane happens in the market and we have it tomorrow. That's a different story. But when we're talking about this, guys, we're talking about billions and billions of dollars coming in, hundreds of billions of dollars coming in, right? If we have hundreds of billion dollars coming in, we are going to be witnessing it here. Right, so far we've got $100 billion here. We're going to need approximately another $300 billion in order for us to see this particular move to bring it to here. So be patient, guys. Be patient. That's all I'm going to say, right? So let's go back to the daily and see what's going on. So tonight we've still got the midnight candle. We're going to see that one, the 1 a.m. candle in the UK and USA midnight. And then we've still got Sunday, so we're going to see that. Also, I think the Senate ruling, the one we talked about yesterday, I think they're going to actually announce it today, sometime today. I think they've already done it or something. Let's see what happens on that one. We're going to wait for this one. And yeah, let's just see how long it takes us to get into this particular zone. Now, remember I told you that around this 47K level, right, I am considering opening a trade. So here, I'm just telling you what I'm about to do. I feel, because we had traffic here, if we can go here and attempt to break this, then once we go here, we're just going to shoot, right? Once we go above this 47, right, 47, so from here, this 47 to 49.50, and this is like a barrier for us. Once we break this barrier, we're just going to shoot. We're just going to shoot. Because remember, I told you, and let me try take some of this off. Don't worry, I won't save the chart, so this will stay. So next time I can bring it back for you. Let me do this. Right, so remember what I was telling you about traffic zones, right? And we sometimes all we need to do is basically just take the high and take the low and say, right, what's the traffic zone around this area, and we can visualize it, right? Remember I told you we don't really have much traffic. Right, have a look. This is where we had all the traffic, and then here we have some traffic. Can you see this area? Some traffic here. Right, very little traffic here, and we're kind of holding this right now. We're doing very good. Very little traffic here, and then some traffic around here. But what you're looking for is these areas, like where it peaks. That's going to be your heaviest, traffic area, the biggest problem area, the place where you're going to find most of the resistance. So once we break into these areas, this is minor peaks, it's absolutely fine. Once we go into this 47, you can see we're going to have a little bit of a struggle here, but it's more like an elastic band. Think about an elastic band. When you come here, you stretch that elastic band so far that it does one of two things. One, it breaks and it goes down. So your elastic band will stretch too much, it breaks and you go down. Two, your elastic band was stretched enough that it does this. It just shoots. That's what we're expecting. If we can break this line, it's just going to shoot straight into this level. All right. And then we might see a bit of battle around here, and we might even actually see this kind of scenario. So if I draw this here, this is going to be hilarious, right? So we don't have it, obviously this is tomorrow. So if we have tomorrow like this, coming here, rejection, come back down here, confirm, coming back here, rejection, confirm, and then finally break, rejection, confirm, rejection, confirm. You see what I'm trying to say here? So we might end up coming into this zone. And once we come here, we're just going to peak straight in. Remember this, we are going to peak because there's not much traffic in the yellow box. Then we hit the red box zone, and then we start doing this, and then we're back to the all-time highs, right? And once we get to the all-time highs, we obviously know what the what's after the all-time highs, right? So we always say, once we make a target, after the target, then we have another target. So after we hit the all-time high, our target then becomes the $85,000. And this is based on the bull flag that we drew, I think it was last week when we did the live. And then basically, if we go to the all-time high and we just double up on that, and then that would give us approximately $120,000 for a BTC, right? But short term, guys, expect a dump. Right, so I know what's his name, brother SM asked me, right? So I'm going to talk to you. Expect a dump, right? So there is a dump coming, but dump is going to be very minuscule, very minuscule. And the way we look at dumps is very simple. We just take a fib, we put it on the previous high, and we put it on the low, right? And use the body for this one. Use the body for this one, and you'll understand what I'm trying to say, right? So here we go. And what you see here, I don't know if you can see this, I'll zoom in for you, right? What you can see here is if you take this candle and take this low and then look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, it respected the 1618, just below the 1618, right? So this is where it is. So if we do get a dump, what we see is very simple, right? We are going to, if we do pump or dump, it doesn't matter. So right now we need to hold this line. So this candle has to hold this particular line, right? This particular line here, which is fine. If we did pump and we broke this line, then we have to hold this line. Right now, if we do come down, we can expect it to come down to around this $42,322 level. The reason we're going to come down to this is, number one, obviously it's the Fibonacci, and this is not the worst case scenario, this is a short term. But ultimately, look at this trend line. So remember, we respect our trend lines. We never ever abandon our trend lines. This is our longer time trend line, and we confirm this trend line here. So we will respect this trend line. So that means if we end up seeing moves where we do this, it's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We're respecting this trend line. So that's what we need to expect, obviously. So short term, it's absolutely fine. If we do get a rebound here, it just means you got another opportunity to buy in if you didn't buy around this area here and you're waiting to buy. So you can buy on the flip side. But yeah, other than that, everything looks bullish. For me, it's just bullish, right? Right now, it's bullish. As I said, if I do open a position, I'm going to open a position around here, and I'm going to do a nice little long, wait until this area. So I'll be out of my position around here. I'm not going to gamble. I'm going to be out of my position here. So if I do open a position, I'm going to open it around here, play the long, and then get the hell out, and then just wait for it until it goes back into this. Because I want least resistance. I want areas of least resistance for me to do a trade. Jonah. Yes, bro. Listen, they're all against, right? So let me read some comments, and then I'm going to jump into Ethereum. So let's read some comments, right? Let me have a read out some comments. So, okay. So KR said, for me, the only opinion that matters. Let's go. Okay, thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. SM, we're going to come to this Ethereum one. Harmony, we're going to look at Harmony. Let's see. Did great in Rune after hack. Rune, come on, Rune after hack was one of the best ones ever. And I told everybody, I said, look, the hack's here, and I'm telling you, it's an opportunity. I'm buying more. So the fourth burn, would you say the burn amount is picking up speed? Yes and no. Okay, so what we're going to see is the burn's going to slow down. So right now, obviously, there's a lot of burn going on, but there's actually a lot of misinformation in the burn, and we're going to talk about this as well. Okay, China and the senile puppy. Okay, we talked about, right? Yes, of course. Jonah, definitely. Thank you for joining the show. Let me say one thing about the Biden, China, and all of that, right? It's not just about Biden, China, UK, Europe, or anybody. Let's be more realistic here. It's the whole global government. Everybody they don't want you to use any other money apart from their money. When we move our money away from theirs and put it into crypto, they get hurt. They get really, really, really hurt. So this is what you have to understand. They hate the whole crypto sphere because of that. This is why they're looking for ways to adopt and ways to adapt, right? And what they're trying to do is integrate their own digital cryptocurrency, right? A CBDC to be precise. And we're talking about this CBDC, 83 countries are already working on it, as you can see. They're trying to integrate all of this into into our way of thinking, and they're digitalizing it. And that's what's going to happen. So for us, basically, just embrace it. If you're in crypto, you should be fine. That's not an issue. Crypto is one thing, it's immutable. A lot of people obviously don't understand this. And the governments, they will use their power, they will use their position and their brainwashing techniques, obviously. No offense to anybody. And I'm not a financial advisor, by the way, guys. So please do understand this. This is for entertainment. But the point is they're going to use the brainwashing techniques, for example, like mainstream media, paid media, to say, well, we're going to do this. And most of the people are sheeps, so they react. People who don't react don't actually get affected at all, right? And obviously there are things that you will get affected, right? But other stuff, if you don't react, you're fine. There's no harm in it, right? There's no harm in it. Okay. So yeah, governments will always be against it. Don't worry too much about it. I mean, those guys, they're not collaborating or anything. I think they hate each other, to be honest. But you know what? They are bound to each other by the legal paper. If nobody, like all the countries, just minded their own business, the world would be a better place. Trust me. It will be a free world for all of us. We could literally go, travel, do whatever we want. But unfortunately, the government says, no, we need to democratize it and we need to monetize it. So democratize, demonetize. So that's what it is basically. What they're trying to do is just basically demonetize you, and basically control everything. So this is what it is. It's insane. Let's not talk about it anyway. We can go into a bigger conspiracy with this one. And don't get me started on conspiracies. I can talk about a lot of them. Anyway, let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is doing awesome. But so what we can see is this is the daily. On the daily, what you see is we did break, exactly as I mentioned in that video. I said, and I think at that time it was like 2,800. I said Ethereum's going to push for the $3,000 level, and it's going to shoot, right? And it did. It shot all the way up to, let's see how high it was. It went to 3,173 on this chart. I think it's a little bit different on other charts. So let me have a look here. What was the highest it went to? No, it's right actually. This is the price it went to. So this is the definite price it went to, and yes. So if you hear any funny noises, that's just my missus just talking to the cat. So yeah, this is the situation we had, and what happened? Okay, so what happened here? As you can see, we pumped. Now that we pumped, we are going to see a dump, and there's one expectation you have to understand. Remember, we always respect our fibs. right? We always respect, you know, I'm a big fan of fibs, right? And we always respect our fibs. So what we had here was this particular area here. So this is the imbalance area. Let's have a look at this particular area where we had the high and the low. So if we take this one candle and bring it back here, right? Again, this will freak you out a little bit, but don't get freaked out because this is just how the fibs work. Look, let me put this bang on. So I don't know if you can see this. I'm just doing this just to show you. You see this line here, this is our point and this is our low. Look where the Fibonacci, shall I make this thicker? Let me see if I can make this thicker. That's what it is. Let's make it bam, big, thick. No, that's too thick. Let's make it 2 pixels. Right, there you go. So this is where it basically respected is. The Fibonacci will always respect certain things, but good thing is now that we're here, we are expecting it to come back to approximately the 2,844. So what we are expecting is a nice little bounce here. This is going to be our confirmation area. Obviously, if we stay above the box, which is even better, that would confirm that, okay, this was the candle. So what we need to see is a pattern that says, right, this was one daily candle, confirm this and shoot up, right? Confirm this, then shoot up. So we need to see this kind of a pattern continuously. So right now, if we did have a worst case scenario, we would expect it to rebound around on the top of this box or either on this Fibonacci line, Fibonacci 127 line. But all of this is healthy, and this is you know, expected. If we did have another red candle, it's actually a lot more healthy than having too many green candles, because too many green candles become unpredictable. Right? So when we have a situation like this, we become very unpredictable. We don't know what the market's going to do at the last candle. But when we have a red, a couple of greens, a red, or even a couple of red and then a green, we know what the market wants to do. And we can see that, okay, this is playing very healthy, right? And that's what we want. We want to see a healthy way for it to move. So, you know, a little bit of correction, absolutely fine. It kind of, because, you know, continuously you can't pump money. You got to make some money and take some money, and you got to come back in again. So this is what happens. You take some money, you come back in again, buy here, and then you enter again and then push it back up. So it's a continuous thing. So yes, I would personally expect, to answer SM's question, I would personally expect a nice little dump, but dump would be very small, bro. So don't get too excited. I mean, when we're looking at a dump, we're talking about maximum, what I'm looking at is probably 5-6% if we did get a dump. 5-6%, you know, and on the worst case scenario, right? If we were looking at the worst case scenario, then we're looking at 8% dump, right? But until Sunday, we can't really tell. So we have to wait until Sunday to see this dump. And then obviously, if we close today's candle, so there's another problem with this particular dump, right? If today's candle closes above, then this box it doesn't matter. This box can come here, and then the percentage will change, obviously, and the percentage could be here. As you can see, still 8%. So just understand the worst case scenario. And then, as I said, it could last until, say, if the market wants to continue, we could see a nice little dip on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of dumping or something. You know, midweek, nothing happening. You know, market's boring. Everyone watches Netflix, and then all of a sudden, when everybody's expecting the market to never recover, the market just goes up. Because this is how it works, right? Whenever the people were greedy here, this is when the majority reaction happened. Now you can see we're slightly above the neutral zone, right? We're in the greed zone. So when we go greed zone, you know, when we go into these levels, we go parabolic and the whole market reacts. So want to avoid the parabolic places. If you are trying to buy and sell, Ifty, this one's for you, bro. SM, this one's for you, not Ifty, sorry. I want to say this. If you are trying to buy and sell, please be careful, because this is, oh my god, okay, so this is brilliant. So I was observing this, and this bar was actually below the white line and it just popped above the white line. So wow, okay, so what we've done is we used to have 20.2 refresh. It's saying 20.5 now. Okay, this is still showing 20.2, but it's 20.5 now. So it's just pumped, the dominance has pumped a little bit, so that's quite cool. Let's see where that goes. But yeah, we can expect a dump or pump, but right now I would say just hodl for a bit. But I know you like to, I think you like to trade. So if you are, bro, I'm going to show you another pattern as well. So we did the fibs here. Let's go back to the daily. We did the fibs here. Actually, no, I can't even show it on a daily. I have to show on a hourly for you. So on an hourly, right? Let's use this area here. So we're using this hourly area here. So this is how we would basically work this if we were to. So there's two methods here, and I'll show you both the methods here so you understand what's going on. So number one, we will, if we did get a dump, right? You want to have a buy order around this level here. That would be the rebound area before we bounce up again and then continue up, right? So that would be one pattern. This is based on the hourly, right? The other thing to look out for, if we wanted to, is we look at the RSI, and we can see the RSI is high. So on the hourly, the RSI is high. Let's have a look at 4 hourly. RSI is high. On the daily, RSI is high. So we know all of this is confirming that there is going to be a dump. We're still going to come back down and have a dump, right? So, you know, that's how we confirm that. We say, okay, do we have enough information for us to notice that we are going to have a dump? Am I just talking from thin air? If we were here and we had this pattern, then I would say, no, guys, we're going up. But right now, as you can see, we've broken this particular, the 70 level, and we've gone above, right? Which means that whenever it goes above, as you can see, we always come back down, right? So RSI is high. Also, what we can look at is stochastic RSI. Let me just check that. Stochastic RSI. Let's have a look at that. Yes, guys, look, this is also high as well. So stochastic RSI is also high. So just be cautious. What we want to do is obviously let this stochastic RSI calm down, come back down here, or even around here, and then buy, and then just carry on with the market. So, you know, it's good though. I mean, so far this is all good. I'm loving this. I'm loving this, right? Dominance done. This is BLX, right? I just want to show you the BLX as well. One of the beautiful thing about the BLX, right? So if I take the drawings off for a second, look, this was the area we were struggling to get above, this Fibonacci line here, and we did that. And then obviously we had to break this neckline, and we broke that, right? We broke that neckline, you know, even we broke this particular neckline. This was the most bullish thing. And also what this has done is accelerated the 50-day moving average, right, to move back up, the 200-day moving average to move back down. We actually accelerated this, you know. And remember, we talked about, and this is on one of the old videos, how we expect the reversal on the 18th of October. Well, now it seems like the reversal is going to be sooner. And for us to work this out, we can just draw a single triangle. We can take a point here, and all you're doing is just take a single point here, and you just say like this. And what do you see here? We're saying more closer to the end of September to August. Basically, we could expect this reversal to happen. So this would give us the golden cross, and you know what a golden cross means? Means the market goes insane, right? So we could actually see this particular level here, and this would be the point where we confirm. So ignore the dates, but this is just an illustration of how it works, basically. And I hope this kind of makes sense to you. So that's why I activated this. But next target, Fibonacci, next target is here, the median line. And guys, this median line here, as you can see, this $49,000 level here. So let me put a line on it just for the sake of it. Let's put one here. So you see this level here, 49,663. So just call it 50 for the sake of it. This 50 line here is when everything reverses, when everything changes, right? And I've actually put something here. I think I put it here somewhere. Let me see if I put it here, because I'm sure I put something on one of my charts. I mentioned this here, right? So what I've said is basically, for me to be completely confirmed that this bull market is completely over, we would have to get back to the $58,000 level. If we got to the $58,000 level, we're shooting, right? Basically all our targets will be met. So I'm really happy about this. Let's see what happens. I mean, right now, obviously I did longer time Fibonacci, if you remember, based on the Fibonacci supports are here. 46 is a target, smash the 46, 50k next target, and then from 50k to here, right, would be awesome. But anything could happen, because remember when we talked about this area here, this particular area here, we've got a lot of issues. We've got a lot of issues here. So we might see a massive battle here. It's not as big as this, but a massive battle here. And by the way, this is just a forecast. So there's a lot more going on. Ethereum. So we did Ethereum, bro. We did dominance is fine. Dominance, I'm not worried about dominance. How many one USD? Let's have a look at one USD. Sorry, where am I right now? Let's have a look at one USD. Let's see what we got. Ooh, brother. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, on this one, the RSI is solid. So RSI is saying it's okay, but stochastic RSI is saying not to buy. So looking at the 4 hourly or 1 hourly, even 1 hourly, actually 1 hourly is okay, not that bad, but I will still wait for this red line. So remember, when you're looking at stochastic RSI, when the blue line, so whenever the blue line goes above the red line, this is when you buy. Right, this is when it's bullish. When the red line is above the blue line, it means bearish. So that means what you do on an hourly, you wait for it here and wait for the blue line to flip over. So when the blue line comes here, ignore it. As soon as you see the blue line go above the red line and you see this pattern forming, that's when you pick it up, or this pattern forming, that's when you pick it up, right? And you always get yourself a good buy. So yeah, it's got a nice little rejection here. RSI is okay, and hourly, different story. 4 hourly RSI is okay, actually. 4 hourly the RSI is okay, stochastic not okay. So we've got a little bit of a disagreement here, if that's the best way to put it for you guys. So what we need is good confirmation. Daily stochastic is, as you can see, it's too high. It's saying it's overbought, guys. You got to sell a little bit. So that's the daily. I'll wait for this. I think this will take a little dump, but RSI is fine. RSI is saying no, it's still in a good zone. You can still buy. So market, kind of indecisive here basically, and you can see this in the candles as well. But ultimately everything looks super solid, and this is one of my really old charts as well. I don't know even how I found that one, but so far everything looks good. For harmony to actually play the breakout, I think it has to break, first of all, it has to break above the 9 cents, and then after that it has to obviously get above the 11 cents for it to get to where it was. But if anyone bought it around these areas, guys, you're laughing, right? When we talked about the 60-70% dump and we talked about how it pumps, that's what it is. These were the best parts. What's the other one someone talked about? Proper. Should have scalp traded my long to have secured those profits here. There was a resistance line or anything at 45.5 on BTC. How about a bull trap scenario? Well, bull trap scenario would have worked. Okay, so this is a message from Yam. I think it's LVL. And Jonah. Okay, Jonah, I'm going to answer your question first, right? So Jonah, I don't know how long you've been watching this channel, but on this channel, there is one specific chart that most of the viewers know about, and this chart here. This chart here was drawn months and months ago. Right, months and months ago. In fact, this is 6-7 months old chart, and some of these lines are actually 6-7 months old. And when we talk about resistance level, we can actually see it already charted here based on maths. So some of my earliest viewers, they already know this. I told them, I said, take a screenshot, and all the good case scenario and the worst case scenarios are here. Until we hit those targets, all of them are valid. I talked about it. So if you look here carefully, right, when I talk about this particular chart, it's dear to my heart because it's very long time. It's just a long chart. It's not from today. It's some of these I've deleted, but it's actually from a very long time. We've plotted this, and a lot of my clients and a lot of people that I know about this specific chart. I've even sent so many screenshots of this chart, same chart. And what I want to show you is when we're looking at resistance or anything like this, we can track these without any indicators. This is one of those kind of a chart that you don't need an indicator to basically trade. Obviously, this is my own opinion, so you got to be really careful. But what I'm trying to say here, the lines will respect, and you can see that when we did this math months ago, we said this would become a resistance. When we break this, we will find this to be a support. And every line is relevant. So you can see the 44 was already drawn months ago. The 46, the 47 was drawn months ago, right? Here there's 51.5 drawn months ago, right? We've got a 54. So all of these are resistance points that we're going to find, right? So we're going to come in, we're going to find resistance, and then we're going to have to hold them as support. And you'll see that every time we break some of these areas, we do find support. And this is on the daily. You can see this. Look, when we break, we find support, right? When we break, we find support. If we can't hold it, we go down. Then we come here, we find resistance. These lines are magic lines. I'm telling you, this is one that always works. So we did have a rejection here at the 44.936. But remember what I said, if you are trading, number one, try to use a good chart. Let me get rid of this. Actually, I don't need this. What? Oh, my bad. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this. Right, what I want to show you is, so if you are going to be using a chart, use a good chart, especially the one you're in. So this is a Binance chart, for example. Use the chart you're, like the company or exchange that you're with. Use that, number one. Once you use that, what you do, where is it? Oh, I don't even have it here. Once you do, then what you do, you use the stochastic RSI, right? Use the stochastic RSI and use it on a shorter time frame, like a hour or a 4 hourly. But these trades would be where you sit on the computer and do it. They're not like, oh, I'm going to trade and I'm going to open a trade and I'm going to go to sleep. That's not the kind of trade this is, right? So if you're going to do it, follow the stochastic RSI. Right, this is the key. If the stochastic RSI is down here, you know, on a say for example on an hourly or a 4 hourly, look, right now it's down here, and when this blue line flips over, that's when you open a trade. You know, so you can do this on an hourly or a 4 hourly. Obviously, you got to do some nice risk management, and I don't want to tell you, I'm not going to advise you on, you know, put a buy order here and put a stop loss here. I'm not going to talk about this. Of course, you want to use a stop loss, but I want to trade with the market, not against the market. So for me, you know, when I'm seeing bullish things, I'll have a low leverage and I'll say, okay, I'm confident that we're not going to go below this level, for example. So my liquidation price will be here, and I'll say I'm confident, so I'm not going to even bother with the stop loss. I'm just going to play because I don't want to get liquidated. You know, stop loss. If I've put a trade here, and this, listen to me carefully, right? So I've opened a trade here. Let's just call it $100 trade. So I open a $100 trade here. And, you know, I did a 2x leverage, for example, and I put my stop loss here at $95, and the market comes down by, you know, blips a little bit. I've just lost $5. So what was the point of me even being in this trade? Am I here to just keep on doing stop loss and give the exchanges money? No, I'm in it to make money or not to make anything. So for me, what I tend to do, and it's a high risk, by the way, what I do. So I don't suggest anybody does this. If I put $100 here, I have no stop loss, right? And my liquidation is, say, somewhere down here. I have no stop loss. That means if the market does decide to come down, dip down by a couple $100 or whatever, even then it's actually, I'm still in play. Because when we have a dump, after a dump, we have a pump, right? This is the motto, right? The channel logo. After a dump, we have a pump. After a pump, we have a dump. We expect these, right? By the way, guys, if you're on the chat and everything as well, like, share, subscribe, share with a few others if you like. And let's grow this channel. Let's have some honest opinions finally, you know, on YouTube and everything. So no nonsense, no nothing, just pure facts and no nonsense talk. So 45, yes. So yeah. So as I said, right here, you can see that we had the dump was confirmed at around the 44,936, but we went to the 44,6, something like this, right? So that's what we had, which was really awesome. So we had that. A bull trap. Now, okay, talk about bull trap. Let me talk about bull trap. Let's find you a chart to talk about bull trap. Let's talk about bull trap here, and let's switch off all the drawings, switch off everything, and find a bull trap for you. Okay, let's see how. Let me show you how a bull trap works. Right, this is what a bull trap looks like. For example, I'll show you. Right. Okay, let's do this. Right. So when we're looking at stuff like this, this is what a bull trap looks like. A bull trap would never give you a high, right? So when you look at a bull trap, right? So for example, this was a bull trap, right? This was like, for example, this was a blatant bull trap. So you had this massive dump in 2017, and then they come up and everyone's getting all excited and like, yeah, we're gonna go back up again. They gave you one high, and this is on the daily, by the way. Give you one high. And then after that, it's just been a lower low, and then every candle has been lower. So that's how you know a bull trap into a bear market. Okay, so that's how bull traps would work basically. Now here, something completely different, right? When we're looking at this, what we had was this area here, and this is what confirmed it's not a bull trap anymore. The moment we broke above this neckline here, and actually let me activate the line chart so I can show you better. See, the moment we broke above this particular level here, right, which was already, so if you look carefully, this was technically like where it was a bull trap, and then we got down here. But as soon as we broke above this, the bulls took control. Right, the bulls took control, and the patterns work pretty insane actually. Let me show you a part of it. Let me bring you here, right? So how the patterns work, right? Let me show you. So for example, we have this in the charts, right? We have this, all right? So, you know, or we can have this going up and then coming down, right? Let's do this one actually. This one looks better. Like, let's do this, and let's talk about how this pattern works. right? Because it's very, very important. You have to understand how these patterns work, right? So when we look at these kind of patterns, one second, I don't know what's going on, right? So when we look at these patterns, right? What the hell? Oh, right, that's the end of the chart. insane. Okay, let's do this. Right, let's bring this. So when we're looking at the patterns, right, so what we see is areas of peak and areas of low, right? Now we have to make assumptions on three different things, right? One of the things is okay, bulls pumped it, bears got someone's got liquidated, bears took control, because when we're going down you can actually start trading down as well. So a lot of people probably just made some money. So people are making money on their way up, on the way down. But the point is bulls, bears. But what we see is when you look at this pattern, you start seeing if we got a low here. So for example, we had this peak and then we start getting a low. Well, we know that basically someone's in control here, right? So who is it going to be? Is it going to be like when we had this pump and then we're going to have a dump, right? So is this where the bears are controlled? So they're trying to trap the bulls? Well, if they are, then they're very stupid because they just pump the market. Or is this bulls trapping other bulls? Well, we don't know, right? But what we do know is whoever bought here or whoever bought here is selling here. And that's fine. You're in it to make money. So is it really considered as a bull trap? I know a lot of people just easily just say, oh, this is a bull trap. Well, no, if we're moving up and someone here decided to sell for profit around here, we're still making money. He bought it here, he sold it here, that's when it dumped. This guy bought it here, sold it here, well, that's when it dumped. And then this guy bought it here and sold it here, well, that's when it dumped. You see what I mean? Right? And at that point, some of the bears could easily trade it down, short the market, and make a lot more money. But look carefully what I'm showing you. It's not that, it's a bull trap or a bear trap. Bull traps and bear traps are slightly different. Those work on a shorter time period, right? You can have a bull trap, say for example, on this chart, if we were to do a bull trap, let's go back to this chart. If we were to do a bull trap here, right, it would have to be on these hourly levels. Right, so these levels here would be a bull trap or something like this, or 4 hourly, maybe even 4 hourly. But when you're looking at daily levels, it just doesn't work like this, because that's a lot of money. This is a couple of $100 billion entered from hundreds, if not millions of people, right, to take the market where it is right now. And each time we hit these lines and break above these lines, we're just going up. So this would have been the perfect opportunity for anybody to trap any bull, would have been below this neckline here. Now there's no stopping. The sentiment has changed, and you can see, how the fear and greed index is also showing that basically everyone's greedy now. So, this is not a bull trap scenario, honestly. I have videos where I've talked about if I feel it's a bull trap. I actually say I think this is a bull trap. But this is not a bull trap, because there's too much data suggesting it's not. Also, when you look at the Ethereum doing what it's doing, it's not a bull trap. It can't be a bull trap, right? This is just insane stuff going on. Market's definitely taking a reversal, coming back where it needs to be. I know a lot of people are worried. I understand, right? You just saw this and you came down here. Guys, we saw this the first time. I know a lot of people entered around this time, right? They got wrecked. They entered around this time. But it's fine. If you're buying for a longer period of time, you're fine. If you look carefully, right? Last time we peaked out was in 2018. We peaked out, right? The last time before that we peaked out was in 2016. But look at how much it was. How much it was at the lowest price. That the lowest price ever was 42 cents. From 42 cents, it pumped to $20. From $20, it pumped all the way to $1,400. And from $1,400, we had our dump. But that's fine. This is a correction. And then we came here and we had this area. And also, I did demonstrate this the other day to somebody as well. I said, guys, have a look at this particular thing and see what you see, right? I know what I see. I want to see if you see what I see. Look what we see. And we know what this is. If this is the cup, then this is the handle. So remember, these things do not just form over 1 or 2 minutes or 10 hours or 20 hours like on the hourly candles some people like to show. Guys, these take time. And look carefully here. It took us 3 years until 2018 to 2021 to form this pattern. right? And we're about to break out this pattern. So that's what's going on. So please do understand where we are and what we're about to do. And the pattern's just perfect. I mean, it's just beautiful, beautiful. So no, this is not a bull trap. All of this confirms. Ethereum confirms. Everything confirms. It's not a bull trap. It doesn't matter where you look. Everything you're looking at is the same thing. Also, when you're looking at the market cap, you can see this particular market cap level, you know, close to 1.8. It's dropped a little bit, it's dumped a little bit. This 1.7, 1.8 trillion dollars. It's too much money to trap people and mess around with. So yeah, remember, bear traps, bull traps, short time periods. So guys, if you have any other questions, let me know, because remember guys, on this channel I do try and answer every single question people have. I'm glad bro, I'm glad you found this to be helpful. But remember, the traps are not on a longer time frame. They're actually on a short, sorry, not on a shorter time. Traps are on a shorter time frame, not on a longer time frame. If that makes any sense. Sorry about that. You might just had an alarm go off. But yeah, this is just awesome. But remember, also remember this. Okay. Ooh, what? Okay, I have no idea. Okay, so yeah, so remember what we always say. Our motto in this channel is very simple, right? We expect a dump after a pump every single time. It doesn't matter where the market is. It doesn't matter what the market is doing, right? We always expect a dump after the pump, right? This is the key here, right? The key for us is we always expect a dump after the pump. And think about it. We talk about it and look, it's happening. This is 4 hourly as well, right? We always expect a dump after the pump, but that's because we expect our patterns to play out. We want our patterns to play 100%, you know, come back, rebound here, confirm that this was the line, the support, and then shoot back up again. That's what we do. If we can't confirm, then we obviously say, okay, this is bearish. We're going to come back and we're going to test these lines. And if we do, then we're in the bearish scenario. And when we're in the bearish scenario, we expect to do patterns like, you know, come back into this and then probably test this again, try and break it. If we can't, then we fail and we do this. And we did the exact same thing here. And we were bullish and we said, right, then from that point we break out. So I hope this kind of makes sense, right? So, you know, when it's bearish, I'll tell you it's bearish, right? You know, I'm not one of those who's just basically hyping the market on the trend. I'm always keeping my trend lines and everything open, and also my zones open, so everyone can see what's happening. So yeah, now let's move over to one more thing. I just want to show you. We're talking about the second coin. I did put a short out yesterday if you didn't see it. So we've got 2.1% remaining to confirm. All right, 2.1% remaining to confirm. 98% or 97.9% have already confirmed the Ethereum. You know, they have already synced to the network. So anybody who is hoping for a second Ethereum coin, well, this is the reality where now we're not going to basically have one, because as you can see, we're closing the gap, and this is not going to be a big enough chain to support itself. So definitely we're not, I mean, I won't say definitely yet, because even this could change anything, right? 2.1% could change everything. But we know that we have a 98% chance that we're not going to see a second coin. So let's stick to this and see what happens. But you know what, we tried, we attempted. If it did confirm and we did end up having a second chain, my God, we would have had a second coin. Happy days. And let's have a look at how many we've burnt so far. And I want to show you this in a different way as well. So, you know, if you ever have an issue finding which ones, how much we've burnt or anything, this is showing you obviously where they're burning. All right, where they're burning. And this, as you can see, these are burning some serious stuff here. But I'm not going to look at those, right? This is how many ETH we burnt in the last 24 hours. And if we hit the 7-day mark, then it shows you something different, right? So this is the total fee burn. But if you go here, where is it? This one here. So if you come to Etherscan and you go to etherscan.io blocks, you can actually see total Ethereum burn on the blockchain and how much money burn. So what you see here is over the past few days since EIP 1559, we've burnt $28.7 million. $28.7 million we've burnt already. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to show you was some of these burns that we saw. Some of these are actually gifted. Like what they mean is people have purposely burnt their own. Yeah, they have actually burnt their own crypto on purpose, just to kind of help the system and everything. So yeah, I mean, it's been awesome, guys. It's been awesome. So you know, I know brother KR wants to always know my input, as you've probably heard already, bro. We are expecting to come back, test these fibs, and then shoot back up again. So next line of next line for us, next area for us where we're going to see battle, right? This area, obviously, we're already seeing it. And this is the beauty about not saving a chart. It doesn't matter what you do, the chart will always open up exactly where you left it. So it's going to be awesome. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can rebound off this line and then come in to test this particular line, you know. And obviously we want to look at it on a longer time frame and see exactly what it's doing. Longer time frame is going to be awesome. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can confirm this tonight at 1 a.m, which is approximately, I don't know, about 8-9 hours. 8 hours, what is it, something like that anyway. So that would be quite cool, 7-8 hours I think, for us to kind of confirm this area and close this. So all we need to do is close the candle above this line, this trending white line you can see here. If we can close a candle just above this, we're fine. And if we don't, then short term, few days, I wouldn't worry too much about it, because our entire market and all the indicators are showing we're very bullish. So if there's anything else, guys, fire away. If not, then I think I'm going to call it quits. And thank you very much for coming to the show again. Thank you very much to the members, our latest member. Thank you very much to R24 Bruce. You know, thank you for supporting the channel. And I am going to try and see if I can throw the shorts on a premiere so everybody can watch it, or try and throw it onto the members and see if that reacts. But members have to let me know if that works for you, because you know, apparently the shorts don't give you notifications, so double check those stuff. But yeah, let's have a look and see how BTC is doing. So this is BTC nodes confirming transactions globally, as you can see. Yeah, other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe, smash that like button, share with another, and let me catch you on another one very soon. Thank you, Boss Tags. Thank you very much for coming to the show, bro. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys found value, and I hope your questions were answered, you know, and let's move together, you know what I mean? Let's go to this. We're going to basically take, you know, I mean, in a decade, I expect BTC to be at least worth $1 million in a decade or something, probably even more, right? As long as they don't change the current fiat system. But if they do change the current fiat system, then it's a different story. So, but yeah, I mean, anytime, guys. Listen, I'm one of those who, I don't just expect you to come on the comments on chats and everything and not answer you. I'll definitely answer back if you have something, you know. I'm still trying to grow the channel, so if you do like the content, make sure to share and subscribe, and I'll see you on another one, guys. Adios, my amigos.